Hi there. Today is September 3rd, 2022. And what's on my mind today is the cheeseburger. Why is it that that they get a bad rap? I love cheeseburgers. But if you're underweight, let's use the BMI. If you're underweight using the BMI, most people will say, eat a cheeseburger. Or, consequently, if you're over the BMI scale, and now you're into the overweight category, you have a little bit more girth on your person, they'll say, stop eating the cheeseburgers. Me, I love cheeseburgers. I don't eat them all the time. Not that it's a rare occasion that I'll have a cheeseburger. I just, yeah, it's a matter of, uh, I don't drive. I don't get out and about. I can make them in my kitchen if I really wanted them. But you know what? I'll just have them when I have them. As a matter of fact, I just had a Baconator for the first time in 5 years, just last night actually. And it was absolutely delicious. It hit me. Oh, before I get into the Baconator, um, the other thing that sort of hit me is I've got a friend, and he has he buys into, and there's some truth to this, that going to the gym, cardio as well as weights and all that is a effective way for losing weight, which I don't necessarily agree with. I do believe that if you can, and working out is very beneficial, and it is something I absolutely wish I could do. In my condition, I can't. But I do my workout, my weightlifting in different ways. I did an hour and a half of yard work today. That to me is my gym. But his trainer, my friend, who's trying to lose weight, you think good for him. I'm glad that he's taking it seriously and stuff. I personally advise him to do the lower your calorie intake and change the kind of calories. He loves his carbs. And I'm trying to convince him that carbs are as delicious as they are. You might want to incorporate more protein in your meals, but it's a losing battle. As far as I can tell, every time, and I mention it all the time, because he asks. I'm not one for imposing my views on people in real life. Online, that's a different story. Like, this is my forum for what's on my mind. I'll give you what's on my mind. Well, after I had my Baconator, I decided to, and of course, I always knew that the hamburger, the reason why it's so good, cheeseburger at that, is because it's more, I considered it like a half and half deal. Half of it is protein, half of it is carbs. And since I'm not anti-carb by any stretch of the imagination, I just have a more, as far as I'm concerned, I prefer my diet to be more 50-50. 50 in protein, 50 in carbs, 50 in carbs. But I'm not militant about it one way. Well, actually, I sort of am. What I mean by that is if I have a 60-40 protein to carbs, I'm perfectly fine with that. If I have a 90-10 protein to carbs, I'm just as happy. But again, I'm not anti-carb by any stretch of the imagination. As a matter of fact, as I've been telling you guys, to gain a little bit more weight since I dropped to 135, and now today I scaled it at 142, almost 142. And now, of course, a lot of that is the Baconator I had yesterday, which so it's not 142. It's going to be less than that. It'll just take a couple of days for the sodium content to work its way out of my system. But anyways, when I checked out the actual stats on it, it turned out my 50-50, especially with the Baconator in particular, was a little bit off. It turns out that the Baconator in particular, although maybe other cheeseburgers are like this, I'm not sure, but I figure it's a Baconator because the double patties has more of a 60-40, maybe 65-40 protein to carbs, which of course, to me, it's a thumbs up. I was a little surprised at how much the fat in the burger was. But you know what? I'm not anti-fat. So as far as I'm concerned, the fat content was fine by me. As far as I'm concerned, better fat than carbs, better carbs than sugar. Although I don't mind sugar. I like my coffees with 2 sugars, and I will always have my coffee with 2 sugars, or I won't have coffee and cream, of course, or I won't have the coffee at all. But that's just me. Anyways, this trainer that is training my friend who's trying to lose weight, he told my friend, and this was shocking to me, but I'm not surprised that he said it because cheeseburgers get a bad rap. He told my friend that eating a cheeseburger is akin to putting sugar in your gas tank and hoping for the car to run. And I was like, excuse, he said that? Really? Like, I mean, that is so extreme. And the poor cheeseburger, the delicious cheeseburger, you had a little the baconator because it's got bacon in it, please. That he convinced my friend that there are like good and bad foods was a little shocking to me. I understood where he's coming from, I think, but actually I don't know. I lied. Because if he would have told my friend, eating cake is akin to putting sugar in your gas tank, even though that's extreme. That comment is extreme regardless. That said, there are perchance some bad foods. For me, a bad food which would be akin to, and I'm guessing, by the way, that he means it more in the weight loss, because from my point of view, it doesn't make any sense. If you're having, say, ice cream, especially the cheap ice cream, which is basically ice milk and sugar with flavor, okay, that I might let you get away with calling it sugar in your gas tank. But even that's too extreme. Like, personally, I just don't find, I don't find milk, crystallized milk flakes, sugarized or not, to be very tasty. I find it incredibly bland. Yes, I will do the Haagen-Dazs, absolutely no problem. I might, on a rare occasion, do, what's it called? Ben and Jerry's. But you know what? I've actually only tried it here and there. I've tasted it before. The thing is, I think what I don't like about Ben and Jerry's is they are loaded with sugar. Sugar seems to be a more predominant feature of said dessert than Haagen-Dazs. I could be wrong, because again, if I am, let me know. When I've actually Googled it, that's what it strikes me. But that said, I've actually only tried Ben and Jerry's on occasion. It's too expensive. I'm sorry. Like, I will, no offense to myself, is I will actually get the Haagen-Dazs, even though it is certainly more expensive than the ice milk products, ice cream they call it, although how they can get away with the cream part of the ice cream, I don't understand, that they should be allowed to get away with it. And in very small printing, it'll tell you it's made from ice milk. That said, it is what it is. I don't care how cheap that stuff is. I won't buy it. That said, because of my cheapness, for lack of a better word, my scrooginess when it comes to money, I actually won't buy Haagen-Dazs unless it's on sale, or unless I'm absolutely dying to have it. Then I'll have it. And even then, I have, of course, my own flavors that I like. By the way, in case you're wondering, yes, it is the salted caramel. Nice in the bars of chocolate of ice cream, and that to me is closer to real ice cream than is, the cones, or you know what I mean, the ice milk product that they claim is ice cream. Anyways, from this rant was of course all about my beloved cheeseburgers, and why and how sad it is to me that it does have this bad reputation, and it doesn't deserve it. As far as I'm concerned, they are so delicious. I do not have them all the time. I could have them all the time. To me, in the long and short of it, the wind up of this is, of course, I found out that I had my baconator yesterday, and then I decided to look it up, and sure enough, it's about 900 calories, which is fine by me because the way I operate my caloric intake is anywhere between 15. Oh, I aim for 15, but if I get to 2,000, that's fine by me. Hell, if I go to 2,500, and it will never, in my current state, it won't actually go above 2,500, because I'd be, at that point, I'd be full. Unless I'm eating something, unless I'm eating a lot of carbs. Okay, there you go. I just said it. Anyways, that is my rant for the day. I was shocked to hear like the sugar in the gas tank was a very unfortunate choice of words and a very unfortunate idea supplanted in the mind of my friend, who seems to have taken it to heart. Made him a bit sad because he likes his cheeseburgers, but now he's actually trying to steer away from it. And fine, it's his life. If that's what he wants to believe, that cheeseburgers are that bad, then okay, stay away from it. Myself, I do the research and I accommodate it because I like them so much. Okay, we're done for the day. I will certainly let you guys know anything else that's on my mind, because that's what this is all about. Anyways, talk to you later.